अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं भूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्मसे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So devotees, let us once again chant the pranam mantra for Srila Rupa Goswami. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has written this pranam mantra in Sanskrit language for our beloved Srila Rupa Goswami. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam means the innermost desires of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sthapitam yena bhutale, established on this planet earth. Srila Rupa Goswami is the one who understood the heart, the innermost heart, innermost desires, Manobhishtam of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and fulfilled it. He made it happen. Karishye vachanam tava. Just like Arjun promised Krishna at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Nashtamoho smritir labda, tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do as you say now. My ignorance is dispelled by your mercy, my memory is restored. So similarly, just like Arjun promised Krishna that I will fulfill your desire, I will kill all these demoniac kings. Similarly, Sri Rupa Goswami, he fulfilled the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there are two things, my dear friends. As devotees, we can do two things as devotees. One is, my Lord, let thy will be done. Let your will be done. My Lord, whatever you do, I am fine with that. whatever you want, may that happen. That is one attitude of a devotee. My Lord, whatever you want, let that happen. And even more intimate attitude of a devotee is Karishya Vachanantam. That not just let thy will be done, not just let your will be done, but I will try my best to make it happen. Think about that. I will make it happen. Karishya Vachanantam. So that is the attitude of Arjun, and that was the attitude of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, headed by Sri Rup Sanatan Goswamis. Karishya Vachanantam. Mahaprabhu wanted Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartan, Lupta Tirtha Uddhara, Vairagya Shikshan. These 5 missions were given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rup and Sanatan Goswami. Krishna Prem. You teach people how to attain Krishna Prem. Krishna Bhakti. You write books on Krishna Bhakti, explaining the science of devotional service. Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartan. And you establish temples where you set the standards of deity worship. Seva Pravartan. Have very wonderful standards of deity worship in the temples that you establish. And Lupta Tirtha Uddhar. And excavate the lost holy places of pilgrimage in Vrindavan. Vairagya Shikshan. And by your personal conduct, personal example, teach the world what is the duty, what is the behavior of an ideal devotee, especially in the renounced order of life. Vairagya Shikshan. Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga, Shikshartham Eka, Purusha Purana, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari, Kripam Bodhir Yastamaham Prapadya. Sarabham Bhattacharya prayed like this. Mahaprabhu is Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. He's teaching us Vairagya and Bhakti Vidya, Bhakti Yoga. So that Vairagya Shikshan, Srila Rupa Goswami and the other 5 Goswamis are teaching by their personal life, by their personal example. This was the 5-fold mission, 5 things. This was the 5-fold mission statement given to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan by Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Rupa Goswami made it happen. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sa Padantikam. When will Rupa Goswami give me shelter under his lotus? So very beautiful prayer written by Srila Narottam Das Thakur to Srila Rupa Goswami. It's a pranam mantra. Very beautiful one. So Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance day is coming up, and we should start getting into the mood of understanding what is the greatness of Srila Rupa Goswami and what is the position of Srila Rupa Goswami. At the beginning of the book, Nectar of Instruction, Chitra Mataji, Janeshwar Gaurang Prabhu, you are all doing Bhakti Shastri. You are all doing Bhakti Shastri. Sharang Prabhu, can you chant Hare Krishna 1 second?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Please forgive me. So, Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sa Padantikam. Sri Narottam Das Thakur is praying, when will I get shelter under the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami? We all know that Srila Prabhupada in the beginning of the book Nectar of Instruction, those of us who have done or who are doing Bhakti Shastri, we know Srila Prabhupada writes at the beginning of Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrit book, that this Krishna consciousness movement is being conducted under the supervision of Sri Rupa Goswami. And we are all supposed to aspire to become Rupanugas. Rupanuga, one who follows behind Rupa Goswami, one who carries out the orders of Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is actually our Sampradaya Acharya, and all of us are servants of Srila Rupa Goswami. So who is this Rupa Goswami? Why are we all servants of Rupa Goswami? Why not Sanatan Goswami? Why not Raghunath Das Goswami? Why not Ramananda Rai? Why not Swarup Damodar Goswami? Why not Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Why not Narottam Das Thakur? Why only Rupa Goswami? Why not Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Why not Srivas Thakur? Why not Haridas Thakur? This is a great mystery. Why Rupa Goswami? For this we have to go to Golok Vrindavan. In Golok Vrindavan, Radha Krishna Pranamor Yugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranahi. Radha and Krishna are the supreme worshipable deities for all of us, my dear friends. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumad Shrimad Ratnagar Simha Sanasthu Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshthali Sevyamano Smarami. Eternally in Golok Vrindavan, Srimad Divyad Vrindaranya, in the divine forest of divine realm of Golok Vrindavan, Kalpa Drumada, under a Kalpa Vruksha tree. Druma means tree, Kalpa Druma means desire tree. Under a desire tree, Ratnagara Simha Sanastho, on a very beautiful, bejeweled, special Simhasan throne, Srila Radha, Shri Radha, Srila Govinda Devo. Radha and Krishna, Radha and Govinda are seated on this beautiful throne in the forest of Vrindavan under a divine desire tree, Kalpa Vriksha tree. And Preshthali Sevyamano Smarami. And I remember Smarami, I remember Shri Radha Govinda, who are seated on a beautiful throne under Kalpa Vriksha tree in the divine forest of Vrindavan. And they are being constantly, incessantly, continuously, eternally being served Preshthalivi, Sevyamano by Preshthalivi, by their loving gopis and manjaris. The gopis and the manjaris are eternally serving Radha and Krishna. Eternally. This never changes. There is beautiful Ashtakaliya Leela going on in the spiritual world. And Radha and Krishna are enjoying. Radha and Krishna are enjoying. And the gopis, the maid servants of Srimati Radharani, exclusively are serving Radha and Krishna. These servants, these associates of Srimati Radharani, are actually direct expansions of Srimati Radharani. They're actually direct expansion of Srimati Radharani. The Ashtasakis, they are actually coming from Srimati Radharani, headed by Lalita Sakhi and Vishakha Sakhi. And these Sakhis are almost the same age as Radharani. Vishakha Sakhi is exactly same age as Radharani. Same age, exactly same birthday. Lalita Sakhi is approximately 4 weeks elder to Srimati Radharani. So Lalita Sakhi. But Vishakha Sakhi is same age as Srimati Radharani. And all the Ashtasakis, remaining Ashtasakis, they are more or less the same age as Radharani. But then there are Manjaris who are, and Srimati Radharani is around 15 years old eternally. Kishori. And the Manjaris are younger. They are between around 11 years old, approximately, the Manjaris. They are younger, they are more innocent, and they assist Srimati Radharani and the Ashtasakis. But because the Ashtasakis are almost the same age as Srimati Radharani, there are certain services that Srimati Radharani feels awkward in receiving from the Sakhis. but she doesn't feel that awkwardness when the younger, innocent Manjaris perform those services. So those services are performed by the Manjaris. And of all the Manjaris, there are three Manjaris that are the supreme. One is Srimati Radharani's younger sister, Ananga Manjari. She is a direct expansion of Balramji. Balramji himself directly is present as Srimati Radharani's younger sister, Ananga Manjari. And the service of Ananga Manjari is all of us when we will eventually go to Goloka Vrindavan. It is Ananga Manjari's great happiness to welcome us and to give us our eternal service to Shri Shri Radha Krishna. It is Ananga Manjari who gives us our eternal service and trains us in the spiritual world, because Ananga Manjari is Lord Balram, Adi Guru. He is the Guru Tattva, Khanda Guru Tattva comes from Ananga Manjari. This Ananga Manjari came in Gaur Lila as Mother Janava Devi, the wife of Nityananda Prabhu. And she was the Acharya for the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya for many years. Even though she was in a female body, she was the initiating Diksha Guru and the Sampradaya Guru of everyone. Even Raghunath Das Goswami would sit at her lotus feet and serve Janava Devi because she's Ananga Manjari. Then there is a very intimate friend of Rupa Manjari called Lavanga Manjari. And this Lavanga Manjari also is a very confidential servant of Srimati Radharani. And Lavanga Manjari came in Gaur Lila as Sri Sanatan Goswami. So Ananga Manjari and Lavanga Manjari, that is Janava Mata or Balramji and Nityananda Prabhu, and Lavanga Manjari Sanatan Goswami. These two are the principal Manjaris, but the chief of all the Manjaris, even Ananga Manjari and Lavanga Manjari, even among them, the most confidential and the most prominent Manjari is Shri Rupa Manjari. Shri Rupa Manjari, that is, Rupa Manjari came in Gaur Lila as Shri Rupa Goswami. So all the Manjaris, including Ananga Manjari and Lavanga Manjari, they are under the love and care and guidance and direction of Shri Rupa Manjari. So Rupa Manjari is the supreme most Manjari in Goloka Vrindavan. Rupa Manjari is a direct expansion of Srimati Radharani. And in our Sampradaya, most of the Acharyas, they are Manjaris in the spiritual world. Rupa Manjari's principal assistant is Kamala Manjari, who is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Then we have Nayana Mani Manjari, that is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Srinivasa Acharya, all the six Goswamis, they are all Manjaris. Then Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is a Manjari, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan is a Manjari. All of them are Manjaris in Goloka Vrindavan. So most of the prominent Acharyas in our Sampradaya, they are all Manjari made servants of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, service to Radha Krishna, specifically Radha Dasyam, service to Srimati Radharani is very prominent in our Sampradaya. So, because Rupa Manjari is the main Manjari under whom we all serve eternally, therefore we are all Rupanugas. Is it clear now? Therefore we are Rupanugas. Because Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all our Acharyas, they are all serving under the loving guidance of Shri Rupa Manjari. They are serving Srimati Radharani under Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari is very dear to Radharani. Radharani doesn't even light the fire in the kitchen to cook for Krishna without Rupa Manjari. She tells Rupa Manjari, light the fire, let's cook for Krishna. Every morning, Radharani is invited by Yashoda Maya to Nanda Bhavan to cook breakfast for Krishna, because Yashoda Maharani has heard that Durvas Muni has given a blessing to Radharani that whatever she cooks will be nectar, and whoever eats anything that is cooked by Radharani will have a long life. The demons will not be able to defeat that person. So Yashoda Mai begged Kirtida Sundari, Kirtida Devi, the mother of Srimati Radharani, that, oh, my dear Sakhi, my dear Kirtida, please, can you allow your daughter, Srimati Radharani, to please come to my house and cook the first meal of the day for my Kanha, so that he will be protected, he will have a long life. Oh, yes, why not? I will send her. So every morning, Srimati Radharani, she is she gets ready with the help of her Sakhis, and then Lalita Sakhi, Vishakha Sakhi, others, and the 8 principal Manjaris. The 8 principal Manjaris, they all go together from Barsana to Nandagaon. And in Nanda Bhavan, in the kitchen of Yashoda Maiya, they all cook. Radharani cooks herself, but Rupa Manjari is assisting. Rupa Manjari lights the fire. Rupa Manjari lights the fire. Such a prominent service. Radharani doesn't go anywhere without Rupa Manjari. Very intimate servant of Srimati Radharani, and we are all supposed to be Rupanugas. Such a elevated position our Gaudiya Sampradaya is giving us. Such intimate service to Srimati Radharani. Such intimate service. And then Krishna very happily eats whatever Radharani has cooked, and then goes to graze his cows in the forest. But then Yashoda Maiya, she gives Krishna's remnants to a gopi who lives in Nandagaon. Her name is Dhanishtha Gopi. She's a very dear friend of Radharani. So Yashoda Maiya gives all the Uchishta, all the remnants of Krishna that Krishna purposely lives, his Adharamrit. Adhara means his lips, and Amrit means nectar. The nectar that has been touched by the lips of Krishna, Krishna leaves behind on his plate. And Yashoda Maiya gives it to Dhanishtha Gopi. And Dhanishtha Gopi brings it from Nanda Bhavan, from Nandagaon to Barsana. Because Radharani will feel awkward eating, embarrassed, eating Krishna's Mahaprasad, Krishna's remnants in front of Yashoda Maiya, Nanda Baba, in front of Krishna. It's very embarrassing. So Radharani, she very shyly, after cooking, she goes back to Barsana with her friends. And then Dhanishtha Gopi brings Krishna's remnants to Barsana. Now the Golok Vrindavan is like a lotus. It opens and closes. So it's not like Dhanishtha Gopi is sweating and tired, walking all the way from Nandagaon to Barsana. No, the lotus closes, it comes very close. It's like going to the immediate neighbor's house. Very quick. So Dhanishtha Gopi brings the Mahaprasad of Krishna to Barsana, to Srimati Radharani. And then with great bliss, Srimati Radharani, she tastes the Adharamrit of Krishna. And then the Mahaprasad that Radharani has cooked, Krishna has eaten, and Radharani has also eaten. That Srimati Radharani gives to Rupa Manjari. Hare Krishna. And Rupa Manjari distributes it to all of us. Haribo! So this is eternal Leela going on in spiritual world. Who wants to go to Golok Vrindavan? Hari Hari! Jai Shri Radhe! Yes. So this is our spiritual world. And then the day has just started, my dear friends. Then Srimati Radharani tells Nanda Baba and Kirtida Devi that, can I go to do Surya Puja? Yes, that's very good. Everyone must worship Surya Narayan. Go. On the pretext of worshipping Surya Narayan, Srimati Radharani with her friends, she goes to Surya Kund to do Surya Puja. But there Krishna comes to secretly meet Radharani. Now Krishna has left his home to graze the cows, but Krishna breaks free from his friends and cows and secretly comes and meets Radharani at Surya Kund. Then later in the day, in the afternoon, noontime, they meet at Radha Kund again. And in the evening again they meet when Krishna comes back from the forest. He comes in front of the house of Radharani and they all meet again. Secret meeting. And then at night again they meet every night for Ras Leela. So just see, so amazing. Krishna is enjoying. He's enjoying with Srimati Radharani. He's enjoying with his friends. He's enjoying with his cows. He's enjoying with his parents. He's enjoying with all the Brajvasis all day long. And Srimati Radharani is also enjoying cutting jokes and having fun with her Sakhis and Manjaris. This is the eternal day and night Leela, my dear friends. Even in the Ras Leela, Rupa Manjari is performing such important pastimes. Even at Radha Kund in the afternoon, for 3 hours, very intimate service is being performed by the Manjaris to the divine couple, Shri Shri Radhe Shyam. So the spiritual world is most beautiful, most wonderful. That is where we belong. That is where we have to go. And for that, we have to be absorbed in the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami, who is Rupa Manjari in Goloka Vrindavan. So Rupa Manjari has been glorified by all our acharyas. I will speak few points from the life of Rupa Manjari, from the life of Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami appeared in a very wonderful Saraswat Brahmin family, and he was forced, along with his elder brother Sanatan Goswami, to serve Nawab Hussain Shah, because Nawab Hussain Shah was threatening the Hindu community that he will kill the Hindus if both these brothers did not assist him in his administration. So out of compulsion, they had to serve. Nawab Hussain Shah was very happy with the service that Rupa and Sanatan Goswami rendered. And as a reciprocation for their service, he gave them immense wealth, built palaces for them, gifted them huge tracts of land in Ramkeli. And they had the opulence similar to Indra. But deep inside, they were waiting, when can we meet Mahaprabhu? When can we meet Mahaprabhu? And Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami's parents, they were also constantly praying that when will our children, when will our sons, 3 sons, Anupam was the youngest son, and Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, when will they be able to leave the service of this wicked Nawab Hussain Shah and go and serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Even the parents were praying. Normally, parents are very happy when they see their children have got a good job security, respect, and wealth. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami and Anupam, they had all this. They had a secure job, the highest job, Prime Minister and Home Minister of the entire Kingdom of Bengal under Nawab Hussain Shah. They had money, they had respect, they had job security, everything. But the parents were not happy. When will our children get freed from this trap of materialistic life? And when will they be able to serve Mahaprabhu? And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami also were writing repeated letters to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and rescue them. But they only got one reply once, where Mahaprabhu said in a very indirect way that continue serving Nawab Hussain Shah and maintain your love and devotion for me internally, but externally continue to serve Nawab Hussain Shah. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had already completed his South Indian tour as a sannyasi, and he was living in Jagannath Puri. And with great difficulty, he took permission from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and other devotees to go to Vrindavan just once, because Mahaprabhu always wanted to go to Vrindavan. The moment Mahaprabhu got initiation in Gaya from Ishwarpuri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared, now I will go to Vrindavan and I will stay in Vrindavan forever. Hare Krishna. Imagine. As soon as he got his initiation in Gaya from Ishwarpuri Maharaj, even as a Grihastha, he said, I am going to Vrindavan. I am not going back to Navadvip. I am going to Vrindavan. And he started walking towards Vrindavan. Then the demigods, the devatas, they spoke from the sky. There was Akashvani that, Nimai Vishwambhar, what are you doing? This is not how your Leela is supposed to happen. You are supposed to go back. You are supposed to go back to Mother Sachi. You are supposed to start the Sankirtan movement now. The Sankirtan movement has not even started. Come on, go back to Navadvip. Inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. Dance in the house of Srivas Thakur. Make all the devotees mad with Krishna consciousness. Then you will take sannyas. So then Mahaprabhu, he was reminded by the devatas what the plan is. And then he turned around and came back to Navadvip, Mayapur. Then Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Sankirtan movement like this world has never seen before. He drowned whole of Nadia in Nam Sankirtan and Krishna Prem. And then suddenly he took sannyas in Katwa from Keshav Bharati Maharaj. And again declared, I am going to Vrindavan, I am going to Vrindavan. I will never leave Vrindavan now. Mahaprabhu always wanted to go to Vrindavan. But Nityananda Prabhu knew that Mahaprabhu has so suddenly left Navadvip. Everyone is heartbroken. The Navadvip devotees will die if Mahaprabhu doesn't return. So he tricked Mahaprabhu and telling him that, yes, I will take you to Vrindavan. He brought him to Shantipur, back in Bengal. And in this way, the devotees are pacified. Mother Sachi, Advaita Prabhu sent a palanquin to bring Mother Sachi from Navadvip to Shantipur so that for 10 days she could cook for her Nimai, who was now having a clean shaven head and was sannyasi. Mahaprabhu, seeing the pain and the tears of Shachi Mata, his heart melted. And he asked his mother, what should I do? I don't know why I took sannyas. I should not have left you. Your 8 daughters died. Then your husband died. your eldest son Vishwarup took sannyas, then your husband died, and I was the only one you had. And I had promised you many times, Mummy, Mother, I will never leave you. But I still left you and have taken sannyas. I did it in madness. Please tell me what I should do now. Should I give up my sannyas? I can do that if you order me. I will do whatever you say. Matra Bhakta Shiromani, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He's Matru Bhakta Shiromani. He is the crest jewel of all devotees of the mother. Said, I will do whatever you want. Mother Sachi said, I want you to give up your sannyas and stay with me, live with me, be with me more than anything else. But I cannot tolerate anyone making fun of you, mocking you, ridiculing you, and criticizing you. If you give up your sannyas, the whole world will criticize you. Shukla vastra machi bindu yaiche na lukaye, sannyasi ra alpachidra sarvaloka gaye. Shukla vastra machi bindu yaiche na luka. You cannot hide one black dot on a shukla vastra, on a white cloth. If there's a white cloth and there's a black dot, you cannot hide it. Shukla vastra machi bindu yaiche na luka. Sannyasi ra alpachitra sarvaloka. Similarly, if there is a flaw in the character of a sannyasi, sarvaloka guy, all the people of the whole world will talk about it. I cannot hear that situation. I cannot hear you being criticized or ridiculed. Therefore, do not give up your sannyas. Remain a strict sannyasi. But instead of going to Vrindavan, please go and live close by in Jagannath Puri. So Jagannath Puri is south of Navadvip. Vrindavan is northwest from Navadvip. But south of Navadvip is Jagannath Puri. So she told him to go in a completely different direction. He wanted to go north to Vrindavan. She would go south to Jagannath Puri instead. Mahaprabhu said, all right. Because a lot of devotees would come back and forth between Jagannath Puri and Navadvip. So Shachi Mata said, I will keep getting news of you. Vrindavan is very far away. So don't go there. He said, okay. So he settled in Jagannath Puri. He lived in Jagannath Puri. But once he wanted to go, he had never been to Vrindavan in his Leela. Once he wanted to go. So he took permission from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Raya, and others. He said, let me go to Vrindavan. And they gave permission. Gadadhar Pandit did not give. Because Gadadhar Pandit wanted to go with Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, no, I will go alone. At the most, I will take one servant with me. So he agreed to take Balabhadra Bhattacharya. Not this time. Previously, he said, I will go alone. And then Mahaprabhu, he left without the permission of Gadadhar Pandit. So Mahaprabhu was on his way to Vrindavan and he came to Ramkeli. And there he was accompanied by millions and not thousands, millions and millions of devotees. And the king had his headquarters. The king of Bengal had his headquarters in Ramkeli. That's why Rup and Sanatan Goswami were stationed there. It was the headquarters of the Muslim administration. And Nawab Hussain Shah is an incarnation of Jarasandha. Chand Kazi is an incarnation of Kansa, King Kansa. He became a devotee. Nimai Pandit made him a devotee. But Nawab Hussain Shah is an incarnation of the father-in-law of Kansa, Jarasandha. Very wicked and cruel person. So he had outlawed all Hindu processions, all Hindu celebrations. He said Hindus can live, they can maintain their Hindu dharma, but inside their houses. No public celebration of any Hindu festival allowed in Bengal. If I see any Hindu publicly celebrating their customs, their festivals, will be arrested, will be tortured, and will be killed. Three things will happen to that Hindu: arrested, tortured, and then killed. So don't do it. It was banned. No publicly observing any Hindu religious activities. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in front of the palace of Nawab Hussain Shah in the headquarters, Ramkeli city, with millions and millions of Hindus loudly chanting and crying the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. They were singing, they were jumping, they were dancing, they were laughing, they were crying. Loud, tumultuous kirtan. And everyone was, all the Hindus were, they had never seen anything like this. What is this? We don't even observe Durga Puja publicly out of fear of this Nawab Hussain Shah, who is like death personified for us. And here is this sannyasi, Hindu sannyasi, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the streets of Dramikeli with millions and millions of people. But somehow there was a servant of Nawab Hussain Shah. His name was Keshav Khan. He told Nawab Hussain Shah that don't worry, he's just a sannyasi. He'll come and he's traveling. He will come and go. Don't worry. He doesn't even belong here. He belongs to Orissa. He doesn't even belong to our Gauda Desh. Doesn't belong to Bengal. He is just going. Don't worry. Don't bother him. He's not a threat. But Nawab Hussain Shah understood that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nawab Hussain Shah, he said, I have to pay people to follow my orders. Still, they take money from me, still they don't follow my orders. And here is the sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not paying a single paisa to these millions and millions of people, and they are dancing to his tunes. He says, chant, and they chant. He says, dance, and they dance. He says, jump, and they jump. He has to be Bhagwan. He has to be Allah. He cannot be, no one else can do this. And I have heard that he even made elephants and tigers and lions and deer kiss each other and dance in Sankirtan. So he has to be Allah. He has to be Bhagwan. So I make a decree that in my capital of Ramkeli, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sannyasi, he can preach as much as he wants. He can dance and sing loudly as much as he wants. No one should stop him. If any Muslim tries to stop the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I will have him arrested, tortured, and killed. He made a decree. So Keshav Khan and other devotees, they were very happy. Sanatan Goswami was very happy. Rupa Goswami was very happy. But they understood that he's a wicked fellow. Now he's saying like this in excitement because he's impressed. He had not even seen Mahaprabhu. Just by hearing about Mahaprabhu, Nawab Hussain Shah had this transformation of heart. But they said, in these wicked people who are eating and killing cows, the moments of enlightenment, they are like the flashing of the lightning. Hare Krishna. They are like the flashing of the lightning. It's there for half a second and it's gone. That illumination is there for a fraction of a second and then it's gone. But the enlightenment of the sadhus is like the midday summer sun. Bright, brilliant, and steady. So sometimes we also feel, we get these emotions and waves that I want to do this, I want to do that. And then after a few hours, we are watching TV. So our enlightenment is like the flashing of lightning. But we have to, from shaky, we have to go and become steady. We have to make our Krishna consciousness steady. Right now it is shaky. So they understood that this Nawab Hussain Shah can change his mind anytime. Anytime. And he will turn against Mahaprabhu. So we don't want that. So they sent a spy, a Hindu spy, to tell Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that stop this Sankirtan and leave Ramkeli before this Nawab Hussain Shah changes his mind and attacks him. So the messenger went and Mahaprabhu was doing Kirtan. And our Acharyas explained that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be engrossed in Kirtan, no managerial considerations were there. There was no management controlling Mahaprabhu. Not that. Mahaprabhu, the Kirtan was supposed to be 1 hour. It's 1 hour, 15 minutes already. Can you wrap it up? No. When Mahaprabhu was doing Nam Sankirtan, there was no management. It was just bhav, prem pravaha, the flow of prem. This, it is described, this messenger was standing for 3 days and 3 nights. And Mahaprabhu's Kirtan did not even pause. Mahaprabhu did not even pause for 1 minute to take a break. And no one paused. Everyone was infused with the energy of Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine being in the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He's a combined form of Radha and Krishna. Radha and Govinda have come as Mahaprabhu in one form. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Ruladini Shakti Rasmat Ekatman Api Bhuya Pura Deha Bhedam Gatau Chaitanyakyam Prakatam Adhuna Tadvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhavaditi Swalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi. He has come in one form. Everyone was singing and dancing, and this messenger was standing for 3 days and 3 nights, wanting an opportunity to warn Mahaprabhu to leave. But Mahaprabhu did not give any chance. He was just singing and dancing, crying. Finally, the messenger, the spy, was here to go back to Nawab Hussain Shah. How long could he stand there? So he whispered in the ears of some of the associates of Mahaprabhu from Puri that please tell Mahaprabhu this Muslim king is crazy. He can attack any time with his Muslim soldiers. So please go to some other place. Don't be in Ramkeli. It's a very dangerous place. And then he went away, the spy. Now, when all the devotees around Mahaprabhu, they came to know about this, they were all very scared and very concerned. And seeing the fear and concern on their faces, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kirtan was disturbed. Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu cannot see devotees in anxiety. Mahaprabhu wants to see us happy. Happy. Kevala Ananda Kanda. So when Mahaprabhu saw that devotees are in anxiety, so devotees were in anxiety for Mahaprabhu. And seeing the anxiety of the devotees, Mahaprabhu's mood of kirtan was disturbed. So Mahaprabhu stopped the kirtan. He looked at the palace of Nawab Hussain Shah and in a thunderous voice he spoke. Why are you fearing this puny little tiny king? Who is he? Millions of kings of different planets are serving my servants. Why are you fearing this one little king of one little area of this one little planet in the smallest Brahmanda of this universe? In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is described there are many material universes, many Brahmandas. And guess which Brahmanda is the smallest? This one. We are living in the smallest Brahmanda. And therefore our Brahma also is smallest, Chaturmukhi. In other planet, other universes, there are Brahmas with 8 heads, 16 heads, 24 heads. Some even with millions of heads, because so much has to be done in that Brahmanda. So we are the. Why are you scared of this Nawab Hussain Shah? If I don't give him the strength, he cannot move, he cannot speak, he cannot make any decisions, he cannot say a word. So don't be afraid. Mahaprabhu pacified all the devotees. And then it was late at night. Mahaprabhu sat down under a tree and they were doing their Nam Bhajan, Nam Sankirtan under a tree, very peacefully, very nice, pleasant night. And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami thought, along with their younger brother Anupam, that this is the best opportunity to go. It's dark and Mahaprabhu is sitting with his friends, his associates. Let's go and meet him. So Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they removed their dress as the home minister and prime minister, and they wore the simple clothes of a Vaishnava. So did their younger brother Anupam. Their names were Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik, and Vallabh. So 3 of them, they went to meet Mahaprabhu. And it is described, little Jiva Goswami was 5 years old at that time, 4 or 5 years old. And he saw his father, Vallabh, Shri Vallabh, going in the middle of the night with his uncles, Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik. So he also followed. He also followed behind him. So we have little Jeev, we have Shri Vallabh and Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik going incognito to meet Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As soon as they went near Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur saw these 4 personalities, 1 small child and 3 brothers. So Nitai and Haridas, they welcomed Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik, Shri Vallabh and Jiva. And they personally took them in the presence of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik, they went and they offered full Dandavat Pranam. Danda means stick, Vat means as if. Like a stick, wooden stick, they fell down in front of Mahaprabhu at his lotus feet and offered their obeisances and surrendered their life at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. This is the meaning of Dandavat. Dandavat means we are completely submitting ourselves to a superior. Hare Krishna. Many times in our dealings, we very casually say Dandavat Pranam, Dandavat Pranam, Dandavat Pranam. But actually, the real purport, the real meaning of Dandavat Pranam, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami teach us. It means we consider ourselves to be completely subservient to a superior Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu, he accepted Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. He placed his lotus feet on their heads and accepted them as his own. And he told Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik that the only reason I came to Ramkeli, everyone is listening. Mahaprabhu said, the route from Jagannath Puri to Vrindavan is a straight 1000 kilometers route. But I took a detour and I came to Ramkeli simply to meet both of you. Because you are my servants birth after birth. Birth after birth, you are my servants. And I came to Ramkeli just for you. I had no other purpose in coming to Ramkeli, Mahaprabhu said. And now that I have met you, tomorrow morning, I will leave Ramkeli. I was not leaving Ramkeli because I was waiting. When will both of you come and meet? When will both of you? You can imagine what must be going on in Rupa and Sanatan Goswami's hearts when Mahaprabhu is speaking these words. They said, no, Mahaprabhu, don't speak like this. We are not qualified to receive your mercy. We are very, very sinful. Very, very sinful. We are more sinful than Jagai and Madai. We are very, very fallen. We are serving this Mlecha. At least Jagai and Madai, we are not serving Nawab Hussain Shah, a Muslim ruler who kills cows and kills Hindus. But we are serving. We are more sinful. We are the most sinful. We don't deserve your love and affection. Mahaprabhu said, stop. Rupa and Sanatan, don't speak like this. Your words of humility are breaking my heart. From today, your names will be Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. And I have a very special mission for both of you. Eventually, I want both of you to give up your service for Nawab Hussain Shah. Now you continue sometime, but eventually I will give you an indication. I want you to give up your service for Nawab Hussain Shah, and I want you to go to Vrindavan. And there I want you to do these 5 things. Establish temples, write books on Krishna consciousness, exemplify the perfect life of a Vaishnava. But now I want you to have a wonderful library in Ramkeli. Get the Vishnu Puran, get the Padma Puran, get all the Upanishads, get all the books, Mahabharata, Ramayana, study them thoroughly. Because when you go to Vrindavan, you're going to need all these books to write the books that you write will be the law books for mankind for thousands of years to come. So you now start preparing. So Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they created a Nava Vrindavan, a new Vrindavan in Ramkeli. They had Radha Kund, Sham Kund, they had Govardhan, all the descriptions that are there in Bhagavatam, they had. Based on the Shastra, based on Padma Puran's description. Day and night they were absorbed in Srimad Bhagavatam and reading other scriptures, studying, because all this study is going to be useful in the future. Nana Shastra Vicharinai Kanipunau Sadharma Samsthapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanyakarau Radha Krishna Padara Vinda Bhajana Anande Namattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. Nana Shastra Vicharinaika Nipunau. They were expert in analyzing and studying Nana Shastra, different types of scriptures. Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Pancharat, different scriptures, Itihasas. Very expert. Nipuna, very expert. Very praveen. Nana Shastra Vicharinaika Nipunau Sadharma Samsthapako. Based on these scriptures, they wrote books. And through those books, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, Sadharma Samsthapako. They established Sadharma, Bhagavad Dharma. Through nectar of devotion, nectar of instruction, Ujjwal Nilamani, Vidagdha Madhav, Lalita Madhav. All those books. Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Hari Bhakti Vilas. They established what is Sadharma. So then Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they went back. They were initiated by Mahaprabhu, heart to heart, and they were given a life's mission. The story is very beautiful and it continues. The next meeting between Rupa and Sanatan Goswami took place in Varanasi. That itself is a 1-hour description. And then there was Rupa Shiksha at the Dashashwamedha Ghat in Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he instructed Srila Rupa Goswami in the science of Krishna consciousness. And that Rupa Shiksha is another lecture, not lecture, series of lectures. Deep philosophy Mahaprabhu taught to Rupa Goswami, answered all his questions, and gave him Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Gave him Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. And then he instructed Rupa Goswami, now you go to Vrindavan and start the mission. Then Rupa Goswami went to Vrindavan. Then again he came to Bengal to finish some business. And then went to Jagannath Puri and back to Vrindavan. And then stayed in Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami. So that Rupa Goswami's travels, his stay in Jagannath Puri is another great description. And then Rupa Goswami went back to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, how Rupa Goswami found the deity of Govinda Dev. It's another class, another description. Very beautiful story of how he found Radha Govinda Dev, how he established service, how he envisioned the temple should be. And just like Srila Prabhupada envisioned TOVP, isn't it? We all know Srila Prabhupada envisioned that there will be TOVP in Mayapur. But Srila Prabhupada was not there to see it's complete. In fact, it is still not complete. It will take another year or two. But Srila Prabhupada envisioned it in the 1970s. But now it has been fulfilled. Similarly, Rupa Goswami was not there for the construction of Govinda Dev temple in Vrindavan. But he envisioned it. He gave some directions how the temple should be. And Jiva Goswami and Raja Mansingh and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, they made it happen. They built it for Rupa Goswami, Radha Damodar. Rupa Goswami's interactions with Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami's pastimes in Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami's interactions with Jiva Goswami. Rupa Goswami's interactions in Vrindavan with Vallabh Goswami, Vallabha Shripad Vallabhacharya, Shri Vallabh Bhatta. That's another description. So Rupa Goswami, we can go on speaking for days and days and days. Even this pastime of Ram Keli, I spoke it in such brief without quoting any verses. But Rupa Goswami, actually in Vrindavan, every year they have Rupotsav. They have Rupotsav every year in the Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, VIHE. For many, many days, there are series of lectures and seminars just on Rupa Goswami. There is so much nectar. Then we can talk about Rupa Goswami's different writings, different ashtakams, his Tavamala. So much nectar Rupa Goswami has given. All that we need in life, Srila Rupa Goswami has given us. And a very, very confidential friend of Srila Rupa Goswami is our founder Acharya. His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Rupa Goswami came to meet Srila Prabhupada once in Radha Damodar Mandir. The pujaris of Radha Damodar temple, they tell this story. One night, Rupa Goswami came to Srila Prabhupada, spoke to Srila Prabhupada, blessed Srila Prabhupada, and encouraged Srila Prabhupada to go to the West. He said, you go. We are all there with you. Srila Prabhupada. Very special Leela is going on. So many things we don't know. But our Krishna consciousness movement is very deep. Our acharyas are very deep. And our acharyas are the best keepers of secret. Prabhupada never told these things. Prabhupada never told these things. We came to know these things later on from the pujaris of Radha Damodar temple. You don't know your Swami Maharaj? He had darshan of Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada is the best keeper of secrets. He never told who he is in the spiritual world. Never revealed it. Very mysterious personality, Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada said that to my sincere followers, I will reveal. I will reveal everything. Once Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami asked Srila Prabhupada, who are you in Golok Vrindavan? What is your name? What is your identity? What is your service? This was in Mayapur. Srila Prabhupada looked at Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and said, if I tell you, you will faint. You will not believe. If I tell you, you will faint. But at least we know that Srila Prabhupada is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Senapati. Senapati Bhakta. Senapati Bhakti Srila Prabhupada, very intimate friend of Srila Rupa Goswami. So we are very fortunate, dear devotees. We should accept the mercy of Srila Rupa Goswami that has come to us through our acharyas like Srila Narottam Das Thakur and Srila Prabhupada. And we should try our best to always be in devotee association, always be in Sajatiya Sangha. In Nectar of Instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami says we should always be in Sajatiya Sangha. So we should be in Sajatiya Sangha, and we should carry on with great enthusiasm Krishna consciousness and make spiritual advancement and make our life perfect and actually try to become a true Rupanuga, follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. Good Prabhupadanuga is automatically a good Rupanuga. If we follow what Srila Prabhupada has given us, then automatically we will be a source of pleasure to Srila Rupa Goswami. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So if anyone wants to make any comments or ask any questions, you can unmute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class. I have one question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The past times you discussed about Radharani going to for Krishna, and then also Krishna's pastimes with the Manjaris and the Astasakis serving Radha Krishna on the golden throne in Vrindavan. Do these pastimes simultaneously take place in Golak Vrindavan? Or how does that happen? Is it a different sphere altogether? Because the age difference and of Krishna, as we understand from his lila on the earthly planet.
Hare Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that just like there are many Vaikuntha planets, there are many realms in Goloka Vrindavan also. So you can say that there are many Goloka Vrindavan realms, many Goloka Vrindavan planets also. In some planets, Krishna is eternally a child, stealing butter and having different pastimes as a child. In some planets, Krishna is Navakishore. He is Yugala Kishore. Radha and Krishna are like a young boy and girl. And that is the meditation of us in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, as followers of Rupa Goswami. But then there are certain acharyas like Shripad Vallabhacharya of the Pushti Marg. So some saints in that parampara, they are in the Vatsalya Bhav, where eternally their Krishna is a small boy, Kanha, of different age groups. Some worship Krishna as 3-year-old boy stealing butter, some as 5-year-old boy, like that. So it's not like there is only one Goloka Vrindavan planet where Krishna is a youth with Radharani. No, there are many devotees like Shripad Vallabhacharya in his parampara. In fact, this morning we were talking about Srila Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj. Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj was in Vatsalya Bhav. He worshipped his Gopal as if Gopal was his child. So Vatsalya Bhav. So such devotees, they become associates of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya. And they worship Krishna eternally in Vatsalya Prem. And in that planet, Krishna is a small. In that realm of Golok, Krishna is a small boy. So all these things are there in spiritual world in different realms, in different Nikunjas. There is Leela. In some Nikunjas, Radha and Krishna are there day and night. They never go home. They're always together. The Ashtakali Leela is all in the Nikunja. Certain Vaishnava Paramparas. That is their meditation. In some acharyas lines, Radha and Krishna are worshipped in Swakiya Bhav. They are married to each other. And in our parampara coming from Srila Prabhupada, we worship Radha and Krishna in the Parakiya Bhav, that they are not married. They are not married. They have Parakya Bhav. So like that, there are so many finer details in the worship of Radha Krishna, in the different methods of worship, in the different paramparas. And all these are true. There are different Goloka Vrindavan planets where Radha and Krishna are reciprocating with their devotees in these bona fide moods. Somewhere Vatsalya Prem is prominent, somewhere Madhurya Prem is prominent, like that. So they are all true. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained this principle, that it's not that there is only one Goloka Vrindavan planet with only one Radha and Krishna. No. Just like there are many, many Vaikuntha planets, there are many, many Goloka Vrindavan realms also. Where different ways Radha and Krishna are reciprocating with each other. In our ISKCON, in our Gaudiya Parampara, coming in line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have a particular Ashtakalya Leela. We have a particular understanding as given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote Govinda Lilamrit, where he gives the Ashtakalya Leela that we aspire for. And also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave us Gauranga Lilamrit, where we have Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Ashtakalya Leela in the eternal Navadvip realm. And also Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave us Krishna Bhavanamrit, where again the Ashtakalya Leela is given. So by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's mercy and Chakravarti Pad's mercy, we have the Ashtakalya Leela, the eternal day and night pastimes of Radha and Krishna that happen in the Golok Vrindavan realm where we aspire to go. Where we aspire to go. Where there is Parakya Bhava. Where there is Parakya Bhava. Parakya Bhava is higher. As far as Rasa is concerned, it is higher. But there are many Vaishnava Acharyas, bona fide Sampradayas, which worship Radha Krishna in Swakya Bhava. They actually perform the wedding ceremony of Radha and Krishna every day. Every day Radha Krishna, there is Vivaha Utsav. There is Swakya Bhava. Very sweet. So like that. So there are different ways of worship. All of them are, as long as they are in the bona fide parampara. Is that okay?
Yes.
Hari Hari. Hare Krishna. So let me see, there are some messages. Sugandha Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you mentioned Rupa Goswami understood the innermost desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart. What quality in Rupa Goswami qualified him to get the greatest mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Is it his humility? How can we develop those qualities? Hare Krishna. So, how did Sri Rupa Goswami become qualified to receive the highest mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The actual answer to this question is that Rupa Goswami doesn't become qualified by some endeavor or some qualification. Rupa Goswami is always qualified. Like we discussed, he is the direct expansion of Srimati Radharani, Rupa Manjari. So Rupa Manjari, or in Gaur Leela, that Rupa Manjari appears eternally as Rupa Goswami. They don't become qualified, they're always qualified. But there are many qualities as in the Sadhaka Deha that Srila Rupa Goswami is manifesting in Gaur Leela as a sadhak, as a practicing devotee. He is teaching us many qualities that we can learn, and that is his Leela. He is teaching us. And many qualities are there. One is that although he was so Vidwan, he was so vastly learned, he had such humility. Taking a straw of grass between his teeth, he offered Dandavat Pranam to Mahaprabhu, surrendered. Although he was so wealthy, he could have easily practiced Krishna consciousness in his palace while serving Nawab Hussain Shah, and later on retired and lived peacefully. But no. Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandalapati shrenim sada tuchchava Bhutva dina Ganesha kau karunaya kaupina kanthashritau Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandalapati. They were mandalapati, they were like kings, literally. Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. But they left everything, considering to be insignificant, tuchha. Gopi bhavara samrita abdhilahari lola magno. Because they were magna. They were completely engrossed in Gopi Bhav. So they gave up all that. So the quality we can learn from Rupa Goswami is complete absorption in Krishna consciousness, complete dedication to the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, remaining humble, like you rightly wrote, despite being very qualified. It is one thing to be humble when we are actually fallen. Hare Krishna. We do something very bad and then we feel humble. Oh, I had a fall down. That is one thing. But to be great, to be very great, to be very pure, to be very perfect, to be very exalted, and yet feel humble, that is real humility. That is real humility. Rupa Goswami had that. He was perfect. There was no flaw in his character, yet he was very humble. Yet he was very humble. Chatyanta deenau chayo. Atyanta deen. Very, very humble. Even though nidrahara viharakadi vijitau chatyanta deenau chayo. Even though he had completely conquered, completely controlled nidra, sleep, ahar, his eating, nidra, vihar, recreation, given up all recreation. Vijitau, he had won over these things, still he was very humble. Sometimes we can become very proud of our renunciation. So Rupa Goswami definitely teaches us humility, teaches us complete dedication and absorption in the mission of the Lord, taking all risks for the sake of the Lord's mission. His attachment to Vrindavan Dham, attachment to Krishna Leela, attachment to Sanatan Goswami, attachment to Jiva Goswami. So many qualities are there of Rupa Goswami. He has all the good qualities, but he doesn't become qualified. He is always qualified because he's a Nitya Siddha. Is that okay, Sugandha Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So last question for Kasturi Manjari Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very beautiful class in preparation for Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. Prabhu, one question comes like when you were speaking about when Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and Vallabha, they were serving Nawab Hussain Shah and they were writing so many letters to Mahaprabhu, but they never got a response. Only once they got. So, but like how could they sustain? Because generally what happens is that when we are pursuing on something and we don't get a response, there is like, frustration or despondency and just the enthusiasm goes away. So how to motivate even when you are striving for something and not getting a response or the success in the endeavor that you are doing. I am doing.
Very nice point, Kasturi Manjari Mataji. Again, this brings us to the point of humility. We may get upset or we may get angry when we don't receive reciprocation if we are proud, if we have a false ego that I am writing a letter, so I should get a response. You see that aham is there. So first of all, we should be convinced about the greatness of the personality that we are writing a letter to. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami knew the position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradaya. Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Sena. Rupa Goswami knew very well that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who has come to give Krishna Prema in the mood of Radharani. So first of all, that conviction has to be there that the person that we are petitioning, the person that we are writing to, what is the position of this person? Then, even if we don't get a response, we will not feel anything. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary to the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, to the Ras Panchadhyay, and Srila Rupa Goswami also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, they define what is love. They define what is love. And they define it as follows. There are many reasons for the love to become vidvansa. There are many reasons for the love to get destroyed. Many reasons are there for the love to get affected and diminished. But still it increases. That is love. The gopis had many reasons to diminish their love and affection for Krishna. Is it not? But what happened? When Krishna was not reciprocating, their love increased. Krishna was hiding for them. They left their husbands and parents and children and families to meet Krishna in the middle of the night. And then Krishna says, why have you come here? Now you have seen this beautiful forest. Go back home. Not only that, then he disappeared. And then the Gopi Geet was sung. The gopis were crying. Rurudu Suswaram Rajan, Krishna Darshana Lalasa. Their lalsa was increasing. They were crying loudly. Rurudu, crying, Suswaram. Very sweet voice, they were crying. Poor gopis sitting on the banks of Kalindi, they were crying. But what happened? Their love only increased and increased. And they were going mad. They were saying, Krishna, you have placed your lotus feet on the heads of that serpent Kalia in this river Kalindi, in this river Yamuna. Krinu kuche shunaha krindhire chayam. That you have put your fani fanar pitam. You offered your lotus feet to the hoods of Kalia. Fani fanar pitam. But although you have placed your soft lotus feet on the head of that violent snake, envious snake called Kalia, you are so merciful, you put your feet on his head. Will you not place your feet on our heart? Will you not place your feet on our heart? They're just going mad in absorption of Krishna. Their love is increasing. So that is love. When there is a reason for the love to diminish, but it increases, according to Rupa Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti, that is love. So Rupa and Sanatana Goswami had reason to diminish their attachment to Mahaprabhu, but it increased. That is love. That is a test of love. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Mataji?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And the point that you made about why should we be the Rupanugas? Why is it that we are Rupanugas? And you mentioned about that getting the Mahaprasad of Radharani is Rupa Manjari, and then we receive from Rupa Manjari. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the beautiful reasoning behind why should we be Rupanugas. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. We will conclude with one last point. I remembered because of your comment, Kasturi Manjari Mataji. Actually, Srila Rompa Swami Maharaj has given such a beautiful name. Our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Goloka Vrindavan is Kasturi Manjari Mataji. And he is one of the 8 principals Manjaris, along with Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari and Lavanga Manjari, Rati Manjari, Guna Manjari. So one last point is that we discussed how Dhanishtha Gopi from Nandagaon, she brings Krishna's Mahaprasad for Radharani to Barsana every morning after Krishna eats his breakfast. That was cooked by Radharani. This Dhanishtha Gopi of Nandagaon in Gaur Lila appeared as Raghav Pandit of Panihati. So therefore, we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Raghav era jholi. He used to make cook many items in his kitchen. He was an expert cook, Raghav Pandit. And he would carry it for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri from Bengal. From Panihati, he would carry in different jholis, different pickles which will not get spoiled, different dry items which will not get spoiled. Maybe he made some Gujarati chuda also, I don't know. Janeshwar Gauranga, but he would make dry items that will not get spoiled. And he would carry them in different jholi, Raghavera jholi, to Jagannath Puri. And Mahaprabhu said that Radharani eternally is present in Raghav Pandit's kitchen. You see the connection? Because Radharani cooks in Dhanishtha Gopi and Yashoda Maiya's kitchen, and then Dhanishtha Gopi carries that to Radharani Barsana. Now Radharani has appeared as Mahaprabhu in Puri. And this Raghav Pandit, he is Dhanishtha Gopi, and from Panihati he is bringing prasad that Jagannath he had deities of Jagannath. Jagannath has eaten, he would bring to Mahaprabhu. Krishna had eaten, he would bring to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is in Radha Bhava. So see how Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila are exactly so beautifully connected. That Raghav Pandit is Dhanishtha Gopi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sarang Prabhu, Janeshwar Gauranga, thank you for this.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful association. We hope
Hare
to see you
Krishna,
again next
Prabhu.
month.
Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhu.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jai
Thank
Srila
you.
Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai Shri
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Sarvan Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Hari.